My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah.
Ah, man. Hey guys, Pops Paladin here, and we are going to talk about Mythic Felhounds of Sargeras here in the Antor's Burning Throne. Like the previous video, these ones are going to come at you rapid fire, so there's a lot of talking that might not explain a lot of things. Bear with me. Here we go. Alright, so the gear that I'm wearing 2-piece, but I'm wearing a very high haste, high crit set, because I'm using Withering Heart of Darkness. Now, don't pay attention to the actual video here. The stats that I'm showing you are from a previous kill, because this kill was invalidated due to the new patch, and a lot of guilds actually had some trouble with this one. So I'm showing you old stats with our most recent video, so don't pay attention to that character list. In this fight, the damage taken that you're gonna really be dealing with is the ever-burning debuff dots. So your Holy Shield is a really invaluable talent to take, and I know if you want high DPS, you're obviously going to go with Blessed Hammer and Seraphim. However, I guess you can say, quote-unquote, I'm playing a Pansy spec because I'm playing Righteous Protector and Holy Shield. So, I mean, take it as you want it. Damage incoming really deals with the threat and which boss you have. If you have Fahrog or Fire Dog, then you are going to be dealing with the Smoldering Dot. If you have the Shadow Dog, you're going to be dealing with the Decay Dot. And whichever dot you have obviously depends on the damage that you're going to be taking, either fire or shadow. Doesn't matter as a paladin, it's magic damage, so we can mitigate a lot of it. We can also heal ourselves a lot, especially when you're tanking the Fire Dog. There's a lot of movement, so the healers won't really have a lot of ability to heal you. So your self-healing in this fight should be pretty large. In doing so, when you pull this boss, you will get an initial dot. Now, in the stats you saw that I posted, I actually had the shadow dots on the particular stats that I'm showing you. However, on this fight, I'm tanking Fire Dog first. Needless to say, both stats were pretty similar. Like I said, I just didn't want to show you invalidated logs. So what you're going to do with Fire Dog, and here's how our group did it. Your group might do it a different way. You might find something that works better. You might find something that works worse and you like this way. It doesn't matter. Here's my recommendation. Put Fire Dog on the wall, and you can see my entire group running as consuming... I'm sorry. Siphon incoming. So every time they explode, they're going to drop fire on the ground because they're taking fire damage, or they're taking shadow damage in fire form, therefore dropping fire. And if you were in shadow form taking fire damage, you basically, Gorfiend's grasps everybody towards you, and it's annoying, especially when the tank is tanking and you get grabbed to somebody and then he decays over them and, they fall over because you were out of position. Whatever. Anyways, so Fire Dog, put him on the side. Always make sure that you got Shield of the Righteous up, especially when you start getting high stacks of Smoldering or Decay, because it does hurt. And other than that, make sure you're just doing slow steps. So what we did was, I asked basically all 4 healers, but I dedicated 2 as the main callouts, and then 2 as backups in case the 2 main were in the same group, i.e. they were both fire or they were both shadow. So what I did was I said, okay, healers, as you see Siphon on my screen right now, they would say, okay, move, 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 and I would move backwards. Remember, because backpedaling is always free, it costs nothing. Therefore, you're going to backpedal, and your healer and your DPS group is all going to move as one, so you're not killing each other as you're dropping fire around the room. Now, things you really want to make sure that you pay attention to when you're tanking position and swapping dogs is that you don't allow them to enrage, because any Siphon, any Consume Sphere, any Engulf or Inflamed Corruption will kill group members. So just be aware of the surroundings. So you see us try to tank Shadow Dog now in the center of the room. And what that does is that allows our range to freely switch to the Fire Dog when need be. Because Shadow Dog is always going to take an immense amount of damage compared to the Fire Dog. Why? Because Fire Dog is always on the move. And when you're on the move, your DPS starts to drop off because you have to be doing other things in conjunction with it. Now, personally, as a side tanking note, I love tanking the Fire Dog first and then tanking the Shadow Dog, because in the Shadow Dog tank, I don't have to do nothing except stand there. With the Fire Dog, you always got to make sure that you're kiting around. So in the stats that you saw I posted at the beginning of the video, I actually tanked the Shadow Dog first and then had to end with the Fire Dog. It's just kind of a give and take. It's a roll of the coin. It's not whoever you pull first, even though when we were progressing on this boss, it seemed like whichever boss you pulled first as a tank, that's the debuff you got, but that's not the case. In Shadow Dog form, you have to watch out for Molten Touch, which the Fire Dog throws out, and there's a bunch of fire on the ground. Just sidestep it. Tanking the Shadow Dog is really AFK mode, because you don't have to do anything except make sure that they're at least 40 yards spread so they don't enrage and kill the entire group. A big thing to take note or take heed is watching their health pools, because once one guy's health drops below, I'm going to say 10% sub the other guy's health pool, you really need to switch and even them out. Because you only have 15 seconds to kill the other dog after the one dog you killed is dead, or otherwise, you know, it's going to heal and it's a wipe because it's just a wipe. In handling all of these mechanics, you can easily negate a lot of it. One of the big things that you would have to deal with is Weight of Darkness. And Weight of Darkness is that fear mechanic where somebody needs to step on you. It's the same thing as Heroic. There's just a lot more to deal with at the same time during Mythic. And so let's say you see Weight of Darkness incoming and you want to negate it completely. Go ahead and pop your Blessing of the Spell Warding before the cast goes off, and that will negate it. If you say, I don't really care, as I do, because the majority of people need to be stacked anyways, and melee knows that they have to rush in, I will take the Weight of Darkness debuff, have my fear go off, which will only be half a second if not 0, and then I will Blessing of Freedom so I'm not slowed anymore, and I can move that backwards so decay doesn't go on everybody. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's a really, I'm going to say, an easy fight. It just takes a lot of work from everybody else working as a group, as a unit. Definitely making sure as you're kiting around the exterior of the room, calling out the moves so you're not over moving people and then just wiping your entire raid group. So, I mean, like I said, hopefully this one's just as easy for you as it was for us, and I will catch you on the next video, which will be Enter on High Command, and I wish you guys all the best of luck on your loot, and hopefully you can get a 975 Titan Forged hands like I did out of this, because it's really awesome for a crit haste set. So anyways, guys, have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next one. Ah, man.